congratulations for making it a civil services interview.
Thank you.
Would you introduce us about yourself and your educational background?
Yeah, my name is Rigzan Amo and I'm from Ladakh. I am a postgraduate in geology and I did that from Delhi University here, Hansraj College. And this is my fifth attempt at the UPSC Civil Services and my first interview. So that's why I'm here.
How was the interview?
I think it went well. It was very different than what I'd expected. They didn't ask anything from my DAF, nothing at all from remotely anything that I was prepared for. But it still went very well. It's like a discussion, very cordial. I think that was the best part.
What type of questions did the board ask you?
Like I said, it was everything. I mean, they went from Bollywood to economy to defense to universities to research, everything.
Which question did they ask about Bollywood, and why were they interested to ask questions on Bollywood?
Actually, the first question that they asked me was that who are the famous alumni from my college? And Shah Rukh Khan is a famous alumni from my college. So then they were like, okay, then are you interested in Bollywood? So I said yes, sir. So then that's how that kind of went on, like that conversation went on. But
So what was your response on the Shah Rukh Khan and his affiliation with your college?
he asked me, do I admire him? And I was like, yes, sir, I do admire him. So he was like, why? He's very eloquent, very witty. I said he's a well-read man and I like his presence, persona that he is. And he was said, okay,
Who does not love Shah Rukh Khan? actually?
truly.
Yeah, exactly. So, what inspired you to choose civil service as a career?
I've always been interested in working with people. Even during my college years, I was involved in civil society organizations. So I knew that this is one path to go. I knew that this is where I wanted to do further, like as a work part of my life. Civil services is a very good platform, of course, because it gives you a legitimate authority to put your ideas to execution. So I thought, okay, let's see. And somehow I'm here. So that's it.
Yeah, you must be glad that you made it to this stage.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm here at least.
Since the exam consists of 3 stages, prelims, main and personality test, what was your approach towards prelims and how did you tackle the CSAT plus maths?
Prelims, yes, yeah, it's like one of the most difficult stages. My main approach was I didn't think much to start with. I kept my sources very limited. I was mainly 80% focused on static. Current affairs, I would strictly only do quizzes and PD365 and tests. That's it. I didn't go too much in depth to newspapers and all. They take a lot of time. So I didn't go through that. And CSAT may, because I'm from sciences, math is not an issue for me. But yes, you have to increase your speed. You have to ensure that you attempt much more questions than is in the safe space, just so that you are sure that you are getting through. I think those were the only two things I followed.
How was your preparation for mains and how did you, like, since the exam is back to back for 5 days, so how did you handle that pressure?
No, mains is difficult. Mains actually feels like war. So in mains, again, the same strategy. I have given mains 3 times. This was the 3rd time. So the previous 2 times, the problem which I identified was that I wasn't writing enough. I was reading a lot, I had content, but I wasn't able to crystallize it very succinctly. So this time what I did was mainly focus on that. I wrote a lot. I wrote too much. I guess that helped. And I focused mainly on essay, JS3 and ethics, of course, and my optional.
What was your mode of preparation for this exam? Did you go for coaching or self-study or mentorship?
I did take coaching for the first year, right after my master's. But then after that, I shifted to my home place. And then I studied from my own after that.
Did you prepare separately or did you have an integrationist approach for prelims and mains?
Very integrated approach, very. Just like very near to prelims, I would completely gear it towards tests. But overall, very integrated.
Given the kind of the pressure that this exam brings with it, how did you stay physically and emotionally fit?
Like I said, I have given multiple attempts here. So I think along the time, I realized that you have to be happy to get here. You can't be sad and you can't be miserable and then choose to be here. So I made peace with the fact that this is going to take time. And I'm okay with it taking time. And that I'll be happy along the process. If it comes, comes. If it doesn't come, well, okay, we'll do something better with life.
What's your take on mental health and UPSC preparation?
It's very important, truly. It's such a solitary process and it's very grueling on the mind. It just really confines you to 4 walls. That's good for nobody's mental health. So I would just say find a peer group, find friends, find places where you're happy, and then consistently interact with those spaces as well. You can't be confined to 4 rooms and expect you're going to fly in the exam. That's not going to happen. So just ensure that you maintain a healthy social life as well. No, don't be a butterfly social, but just at least maintain a social sphere.
Since most of the aspirants face alienation in this exam,
Yeah.
what are your hobbies? And what is the role of hobbies in civil services?
It's very important. Like I said, it's such a solitary confinement sort of exam, right? You need to have things which are always keeping you motivated, on your toes, keeps you healthy. I was always working out all throughout. I used to go to gym regularly. I used to play sports regularly. I used to dance regularly. So these are the things that will keep you energetic throughout the day. You can't study 14, 15 hours every day. Some days it's going to be 14 hours. Some days you have to dance for 2 hours. So, you just take it one day at a time.
So what are your hobbies?
I like to go on treks. I don't get to go much because the exam is so grueling. But yeah, I like to dance a lot. I like to go to gym a lot, like physically working out. And I like to play badminton and all with my family and friends.
Okay, do you follow any sports?
I follow chess and I follow, I guess chess only mainly. Nothing much.
India currently is dominating in the chess.
Yeah.
Gukesh or Pragnanda.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite player?
I'd say Pragananda. Gukesh is exemplary, of course. He's a world champion. But Pragananda, he's very, I think he's very wise, like for his age. The conduct he has, the resilience he shows for that age, I think it's remarkable.
What's your take on Magnus?
Well, he's the greatest of all time. I don't think anyone has any opinion otherwise.
What are some of the key issues that the UPSC aspirants face during the preparation phase?
See, I cannot speak for everyone. The only thing I can speak for is myself. Self-doubt is something I think we all go through. That's one. Isolation, like I said, mental health, it takes a toll on that. Also, the fact that the exam process itself is 1 year, that itself is very taxing, mentally taxing, physically taxing. And mainly the fear of failure, I think every aspirant goes through. Those are the main challenges, I guess.
Did you felt at any point of time during your preparation that, oh, it's too exhausting, it's mentally too taxing, should I give it up? Something like that.
I felt like almost every third, fourth day that this is too exhausting, but I never felt like I'll give it up. I think that's the difference, I guess. It was taxing. You have to acknowledge it's taxing. It's no other way. But I still chose to do it, and I will choose to do it. This is what I want, truly. So if it takes that.
So then, what according to you should the aspirants do? Like, should they have a plan B for this exam, or did you have any plan B?
Yes, I had a plan B. I'm very. I'd say, see, no matter how good you are at the end, the exam is subjective. You could be the best, still it might not work out for you. This is the reality, as crudely as I can put it. So it's pragmatic to have plan B. You should have plan B. Should it not happen, you should not be on ground zero. You should be somewhere. I would say put your time until you can build a good foundation. But after that, if it's not helping or if it's not working, then move on to something else. Do it on the sidelines, but move on to something else. You need to have something else as well.
Okay, what are some of the alternatives that you would suggest to the aspirants, like apart from civil services, if they are preparing for this exam for too long?
See, if you strictly go by the curricula of this exam, there are other exams which have similarly overlapping syllabus. Like you can have RBI grade B is there, that's very like that. CDS is also there. So all of these are very GS-centric exams, right? You can appear for all of them. And if you are interested in business and all, the exam is so multidimensional, it prepares you for literally anything in life. So I'd say just take this exam as a life learning lesson and put it to anything you wish to go forward with.